everyone, Natalya Halprin here, your Tampa Bay real estate expert. Today's video is going to be an insightful one as I sit down with three essential players in a home buying process: a lender, a title company, and a home inspector. If you're considering buying a home, this is a must-watch video. Let's get started. So you decided to buy a house. First step is to have a consultation with a lender in order to establish realistic budget, know your financial capabilities, and receive the pre-approval letter. First up, I have Caleb Hayes with Legend Home Lending, a seasoned lender with wealth of experience. Caleb, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's dive into some questions about financing aspect of home buying. Can you explain the pre-approval process?
Hi Natalya, thanks for having me. Absolutely. There's really three items that we want to talk about for pre-approval. First is having a conversation with your loan officer about your story. What's going on behind the numbers, behind the credit score, income, assets, and all that. What's going on in your life? How are you employed, self-employed? What's going on there? The second thing is the data entry. Credit, income, assets, work history, etc. And then the third thing is going to be documentation, right? So your loan officer is going to take all that information, they're going to put that together, analyze what loan's going to be best for you, and let you know what documentation they're going to need to submit to underwriting.
Great insights. Now let's talk about interest rate. How can the potential buyer secure the best interest rates, and what are the factors that might impact those rates?
That's a great question, Natalya, and there's actually 5 parts to that. Credit, occupancy, how the loan will be repaid, the property type, and your equity or down payment. So the credit tells the bank how likely it is they're going to get paid back and paid back on time. Occupancy, is it an investment property, primary residence, maybe a second home? How the loan will be repaid, that gets into income. Are you employed, self-employed? Maybe you can't prove your income. There could be a number of factors there. Property type, is it a condominium? Is it a single family residence? Is it a townhome? All those can affect. And of course the equity or down payment. How much skin do you have in the game as a buyer? What does your down payment look like?
I see. Now I would like to know, and probably all the buyers would like to know, what are the types of loans you can offer for them?
Sure, so they break out into 3 major types. You've got government-backed loans, which is FHA, VA, which is for veterans, and USDA for rural properties. Then you have conventional conforming, which is your regular Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac backed loans, which everybody's mostly familiar with. And then you have the conventional non-conforming, which is for properties that maybe don't quite fit the bill, condotels, non-warrantable condominiums, maybe hobby farms, things like that. And then of course you have the alternative documentation, which also falls under that. Bank statement loans, where we use the income from the bank statements, or maybe for investment properties using the rental income or proposed rental income to cover the mortgage payment.
Once you secure the pre-approval letter, we can begin the search for your dream home. Clearly communicating your preferences to your realtor will simplify the process and make finding your dream home more efficient. Next, I have Maria Dallas with Genesis Title. Thank you, Maria, for being here. Finally, we are under contract. Now we have 3 days to deliver escrow deposit. But don't worry, it goes towards your closing costs. Maria, let's start with fundamental question. What role does the title company play in the home buying process, and why is title insurance so important?
Those are 2 great questions, Natalya. So the thing is, in a nutshell, as a title company, we are going to hold the escrow deposit. We're going to perform a title search, which is going to search for any encumbrances or judgments or liens against the property. We're going to order a lien search that checks for code enforcement liens, permit matters, utilities. We're going to provide evidence to all parties, title evidence. We're going to work on figures. We're going to collaborate with all parties. We're going to come to closing. We're going to disperse and call it a day.
Closing, yay!
The second question you had was regarding why is title insurance important? Now, the thing is, you're buying a home. This is going to be a large investment, of course, and you want to have that that safety net of, yes, I need to have a policy in place to protect my interest as an owner of the property. And so we issue title insurance to ensure, of course, for a lender's position, their first lien position, and for a buyer that they have unclouded title. So if there's any claims that come in or judgments, forgery, fraud, etc., it's covered under that title insurance policy.
So you do recommend title insurance?
Natalya, I absolutely 100% recommend title insurance.
Caleb?
Absolutely, it's a critical part of the overall transaction.
I see. Fascinating. So now, so many buyers would like to know about closing costs. What are those typical closing costs? What's included? Can you shed some light?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So with closing costs, you basically will have lender fees if you're getting financed. And of course, it all is dependent on if it's a cash deal or a finance deal. So with a finance deal, you'll have lender fees. You'll have title charges. So we'll have closing fees, title insurance for your lender and endorsements. If there's surveys, there's going to be clerk of court fees. So to record the mortgage, you'll have documentary stamps and tangible taxes. You'll have any prepaids like your insurance, if there's flood insurance, homeowner's insurance, the interest. There's going to be an escrow account established if it's part of the plan with the lender. And then miscellaneous fees like could be transfer fees or for association fees, etc.
Lastly, I'm joined by Steve Ecker, the president of Buyers Ally Home and Building Inspection. Thank you, Steve, for being here.
Thank you for having me, Natalya.
We signed an agreement. So now we have up to 15-day window for inspections. Following the inspections, if you choose to cancel the contract for any reason, you are eligible to receive your escrow deposit back. Steve, let's start with basics. What does a home inspection entail and why is it important for the home buyers?
Thanks, Natalya. Well, loosely defined, a home inspection is a visual, non-invasive survey of a home, building, property, its contents, and its systems. A home inspection is hopefully going to identify any issues with these systems and before closing so that the home buyer can make a conscious decision when it comes to negotiating or going to closing on that particular property.
I see. Excellent information. Now for those who is wondering, what are some common issues that home inspectors often uncover and how can the buyer address them?
But yeah, we hope that we can uncover any defects or put life expectancies on certain appliances if they're getting of age and they might be due for replacement. In the next couple of years, because the homeowner will then decide whether it's the right property for them based on where their money is going to go in the maintenance and replacement of some of these systems in the home.
I see. What about 4 points? What are those points and why do people need to do this type of inspections?
Well, a 4-point, unlike a home inspection, is there to inform the insurance company about the condition of 4 of the major systems on the home. And those are the roof, the electrical system, the plumbing, and the air conditioning. So a successful or a clear 4-point will allow the homeowner to be bound for coverage, which can impact their ability to secure the mortgage and also inform the insurance company about the age and the condition of those systems.
I see. Great. Thank you, Steve. That's wonderful information for all the buyers that are watching this channel. Thank you all for sharing your valuable information. My last question of the day is, can you provide me one tip, actually for my home buyers also, to ensure a smooth home buying transaction journey? Maria.
Well, my tip is basically throughout the closing process, I suggest keeping in touch with your lender, your real estate company, and your title company to ensure that all milestones are met.
Caleb?
Sure. I think it's really important when you get your credit pulled to ask your loan officer how close you are to the next credit tier, because that could save you a lot of money if there's some simple tweaks that could be done to your credit report.
Thank you. Steve?
Well, certainly get the home inspection scheduled and just be sure that you're going to use a qualified, experienced home inspector so that your experience is as good as can be.
Thank you, Steve. And my tip of the day is to have a strong team just like that in order to be successful in buying your real estate. And there you have it, a deep dive into the perspective of the lender, title company, and the inspector. I hope this interview provided you with valuable information for home buying process. If you have more questions or topics you would like me to cover, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting real estate insights. This is Natalya Halprin, your golden ticket to exceptional living in the world of real estate. Until the next time, take care.